Hello, everyone. Welcome, guys. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Erica, welcome.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Hey, Peter, welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly here.
Thank you, David. Netflix is crazy. Positive earnings report. Right after earnings drop 85 points. Right now it's at 406.
Crazy.
Sellers in control, huh?
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. Hey, Garvin, welcome. Hey, Bill, welcome.
Hey, David.
We'll get started shortly here. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We'll get started shortly here. We should have a good training tonight. Lots of information to go over. All right, guys. I hope everyone is having a great week. As you guys know, on Thursdays, we go over equities, options, ETF, basically the equity markets. Hey, Kim, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, David?
Good. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot of information here to go over. Lots are happening in the markets. It's amazing how it shifts, right? It goes from Forex to cryptos to equities, and right now a lot of the action is in equities. All right, so a lot of volatility building up in the equity market. So let's go over that. All right, so let's take a look here at the monster market tracker. So we'll take a look at the indexes. Okay, so the Dow, this is the Dow. We got a sell signal today, guys, on the Dow. All right, sell signal on the Dow. I thought we would get that yesterday, but it came in today. All right, so sell signal on the Dow. S&P, all right, all S&P also have a sell signal right here that came in yesterday. So yesterday, the S&P gave a sell signal, right? Today, the Dow gave a sell signal. The NASDAQ, that gave a sell signal a while back. And then the Russell, right? The Russell. So Peter, we'll talk about that. So guys, guess what? these pairs, these indexes rather, they're in the markdown phase. So we want to be very, very careful trading stocks, extremely careful. All right, they're in the markdown phase. The VIX, guys, is moving higher, right? So for the week on the VIX, we've got this big bullish candle right here. We're at 25, rounded off 26, guys, 26. So not good for stocks. All right. We'll be watching this area here on the VIX as resistance. So if it gets up in this area right here, guess what? So if the VIX get up right at, this is 28 and change, we'll call it 29 right here. This resistance right here, we could see a big move up to the area here. All right. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Okay. Keep an eye on that. All right. So 25 right now for the VIX. As you guys know, the VIX measures volatility in the equity markets. Okay. So this is the VIX volatility index. So as the VIX goes up, the market comes down, the equity markets, the stock market will come down. All right, so a movement higher up in the VIX, bad for stocks. When the VIX goes down, that's bullish for stocks and the equity markets. Okay, so not looking good. We've got selling, a lot of selling. These red candles here, those are selling. We are definitely in the markdown phase. All right, definitely in the markdown phase. All right. As far as the sectors, same thing in the sectors. All right. So here are the indexes here, all down. Here are the sectors right here. So be careful with these sectors, guys. The only sector, and it might be a flight to safety. All right. But that's energy, right? Energy right now is at 29, almost 30 if we round that off. All right, so the energy sector, and we've been seeing lots of flows into stocks in our heat seeker system for energy stocks, a lot of energy stocks. So we might see more money get into energy, right? But that's the only play on the long side would be energy. All right, but overall, be very, very careful in the equity markets. Okay, so that's the market, right? That's what the market is doing right now. Okay, so again, be very, very careful trading stocks. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. All right, we'll focus on equities tonight, but I still want to take a look at what Bitcoin is doing, what Forex is doing. We are watching, guys, this area here in Bitcoin, right? If we look right here, we've got support. We know that Bitcoin is in the markdown phase. It's in the markdown phase. Boy, I tell you, it is looking really, really good to break this support. We've got support here, and it's looking really good to break through this support and get to 30,000, right? So if we draw a support right here at 30,000, it's clearly in the markdown phase. We've got just a perfect, stepping down right here, stepping down in price, lower highs, lower lows. And we've got a nice support right in here, not very strong support. So we're looking for Bitcoin to break this this 40,000 level right here and get to 30,000. Okay. Unless
did we get a short signal on that today, David?
No, we've had a short signal. Let me 1 second here. So there is a short. Let's turn that on. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the short came in this area here. So let's turn that on. Let's turn that on for you, Bill. All right, so Bill, that short came in right here on this break of right here. Nice break of support right here is where
Oh, I see it. Yeah, okay.
is where the short came in right here. Yeah. Yeah, so clearly in the markdown phase, so we should not be touching Bitcoin. And as you guys know, Bitcoin is the barometer for the entire crypto market. So as Bitcoin moves lower, so will most of the other cryptos that are out there. But watch this level, right? We talk about this, watch this 30,000 mark. And hopefully Bitcoin will hold the 30,000. We've got more support in this area here rather than here. So it really looks good. Right now it's at 40,600. All right, so it's right there. It gets in, it gets in, 30, 37, 38. Watch out, boy, you can really get in this area. This area here might be some support. Let's see here, but I don't really think so, right? I think here, this is what traders are looking at. They're looking to see if it will hold this support here. If it doesn't hold this support, watch out.
Can you show that on a 240 time frame?
On the 240, sure. Let's see here. And I don't want to spend too much time on this because we've got to get into equities, but this is what's developing right now. All right, so the 240 here, Bill, here's your 240 right here.
Okay, thank you.
All right, yeah, no buyers yet. All right, so be careful with Bitcoin. All right, let's take a look at, there's one trade I want you guys to take a look at, pound yen. Pound yen, we had been watching this, trading it. I know some of you are in this trade, so broke support today, which is nice, right? Was holding support, broke the support, so really nice. It's in the markdown phase. We could see pound yen pull back down to this support area here. Hopefully pulls back down to this support area in here. Even if it moves halfway in the middle here, that would be a nice move for pound yen. But the overall trend is definitely to the upside.
Hey, Dave, question on that.
Sure.
You said it might do a pullback. What price would that be, that pullback?
All right, let's see
On
here.
yen?
Now, don't we don't trade this, but you could take a look at it, right? Let's see.
Well, you wouldn't do like a sell signal on that right now?
Yeah, well, we've got a sell signal, right? We've got a sell signal here, sell short right here, right? So here is our sell short signal right here on this break of support right here, right? So yeah, and then here is support that it made here. Now it's in the markdown phase. So if we wanted, now we would trade this just like it is, right? We would go short. Now we can see here on the monthly time frame that we've got support right here. So
What price is that? I can't see it.
yeah, so that price is 148. So basically what we could see happen, right? So this is resistance support. So we might get a trade within this area here, right? So we might get a short trade that might move it. I'm not saying that it will go to support, but it might give you a nice move, probably down to this moving average, somewhere in the middle. We'll see the price action here on here. So we would follow this. Okay.
So the question I had is, after it broke the first support, so the next support would be 154.870. That's the next support that it has, correct?
All right, so let's take a look at that. Good question. Let's take a look at that. All right, so the next support, let's do this here. So the next support would be right here. All right, so 154, right around 154.24 would be the next support. Okay, this area right here. You see this here? This cluster right here. All right, this cluster right here. And then the next support after that would be about right in here, this area here, which we got the previous short signal right here. So I would definitely look for it to get below this area here. All right, I don't think it will hold this support based on the price action that's happening here. All right, you might get some support in here, but guess what? If it gets support, closes, and gets a buy signal, guess what? The big move for pound yen is to the upside, but we never know. It could come down, hit this support here, and does something and do something like this. So guess what? If it does that, we are already in it here. We are in it short to take advantage of that move. All right.
Okay, so right now it's doing a pullback. Is that what you're saying right now?
On the longer time frames, yes, on the longer time frame.
But for short, it's heading down.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a little
All
bit.
right. So it's not breaking that resistance, right? It's not current things can change quickly. Okay, and we'll see the change in the price action here. So but we've got to trade, guys. When we do this stuff and we look at larger time frames or longer time frames, it's just to give us an idea of where price might go. But the bottom line is that we've got to focus on our trading window, right? And trade what's in front of us. All right. Always trade what's in front of you.
So before you go to the next thing, one more question, Dave. Wouldn't one of the supports be 154.873 if like that small purple line right there? Right up? Yes. Keep going up. 154.875. Yeah, that right there on top, that small purple line.
Right here?
Yes. So is that a support there or no? That purple line, that small one right there, right in front of the mouse.
Yeah, that's a low. I wouldn't count. This is support here. I would count this as a low. Here, you've got more support here.
Okay.
And then definitely here.
Got it. Okay. That's it. Thank
you.
you.
But you're thinking the right way. All right. So let's go to the reason there just is not a lot of opportunities in equities right now. As you guys know, guys, when the markets turn down, guess what? Stock boss will almost come to screeching halt. All right, so not a lot of opportunities right here in stock boss. Now, bull master, we might find some energy stocks in bull master. Oh. All right here. All right, guys. This is strange. All right. So guess what? There's real selling. They're not buying. Hey, Kim, look at this. This is look at bull master. Look at hit seeker. It dried up pretty quickly, guys. It dried up pretty quickly. So
on the phone last night with a gentleman, and we called it pretty accurately this morning. I had a long position in a spider's call. And right at about 11, what was it, around 11:15 this morning, I sold that, doubled my money, and was able to buy a put. And I sold some of those off, paid $1, sold some off at $4.50, and I'm still holding those to expire tomorrow. But yeah, the market, it was very disappointing today that we were up over 350 on the Dow, and we closed down over 350 on the Dow. So that was very disappointing today for any hopes that there was going to be a turnaround. And that's why in your heat seeker, you're not finding a whole lot of stocks that are trending up.
Yeah. I didn't, guys, I don't look through this stuff, you know, throughout the day. I try not to. And I've been doing this so long. But I'm shocked. I mean, I thought there would be some opportunities in here with energy stocks. And I know that last time we looked at this last week, I mean, I think we might have had 20 energy stocks to trade. So they're drying up. And what I mean by the institutions, they're not buying, right? They're not buying anything right now. All right. So, but you can find opportunities. I mean, look here, it's all red, all down, right? So, but you can find opportunities like Kim is saying with puts. All right. Just be careful though. Just be careful.
Very careful.
Careful.
What's been happening is the retail traders trade in the mornings, and the institution knows that, so they don't do anything. And once the retail trader are buying and buying and buying, they sell into it late in the afternoon. That's where all the selling begins.
Yeah.
The institution really push it down because they take advantage of the retail traders.
Yeah.
So that's what had been happening yesterday, and have been happening today too. They let you buy things up and they sell into you.
Yeah, very good point, Peter. So guys, when we have a bullish market, so let's say we've got a bullish market, usually what happens, we'll open up down, right? We'll open up down, right? And then they'll come in and buy, right? They'll buy towards the end of the day and close high. The reverse is true when the market is bearish. So they'll buy in the morning, right? Or they'll let the retail investors buy in the morning because they think, well, we think we're getting a cheaper price, right? As a retail investor. So we'll think, okay, market is down, let's buy in the open. But guess what? You're going to get slammed in the afternoon, kind of like what happened now, because we're down, it's trending down, we're in the markdown phase. Very, very, very careful. Be very careful. All right. Anything you guys want to take a look at? Any stocks, anything you guys want to take a look at? We can pull up some charts.
Netflix. That's the big move. Whoever had puts on Netflix, woo, you're gonna get paid tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't know what was. My son came to me and said, "Dad, did you see Netflix?"
Officially in the this is what we call the 100-point, the big whale, the great white trade. Now it's an officially down market. So yeah, it's doing what Adobe did.
So here is your Peter. Here's your Adobe, right? Here's your Adobe stock here.
My Adobe broke down 52 points, but Netflix broke down 85 points.
What's the symbol for Netflix?
NFLX. Can't believe it. Positive earnings report. 85 points broke down. It's at 406 right now.
Okay. So Netflix, let's analyze this. All right, let's analyze this. Is there any surprise? Are you guys surprised by Netflix?
I'm not. We talked about it, me and a buddy of mine, we talked about it last night. We were up to like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, talked about stocks.
Can you
Okay.
give an update on Netflix? Why that's happening?
Do I know why it's happening?
Oh, whoever. Yeah, I just need I want to get updated on it. On
All
what's
right.
happening.
All right. I'm going to say something here. Okay. Is anyone surprised by Netflix?
I'm not.
Okay. Is anyone else surprised?
I am surprised why it went down 85 points.
Okay. Okay, guys, look at this. This is a daily. Okay, follow me. We should not be surprised at this stuff. We should get to the point where we know what's happening. We might not know the news that's out there, right? We might not know the data that's causing it. But if you guys look here, we've had a sell signal. It's clearly in the markdown phase. I mean, look here. Look at the price action here. It's clear. It's the sell short signal came in. The sell short signal came in. We got to get to the point where we are not surprised by this, right? They're selling it. They've been selling it, and they've been selling it for quite a while. All right. These are daily. This is a daily chart here, right? So they've been selling this. They've been selling it, shorting it since when? Since December, right here. Since December the 2nd. So there should be no surprise, guys, that this is what happens in the markdown phase. We're in the markdown phase. All right, here was our short signal right here. It's right here on the chart. All right, and I'm gonna I'm gonna keep pressing you guys to follow these phases. There should be no surprise. There should be no surprise, because guess what? It's clear here for everyone to see. Short signal here, markdown phase. They're not buying it. It's not in the markup phase. So yeah, it's gonna get slammed hard, because guess what? That's what happens when it's in the markdown phase. Look at this. It's in the markdown phase. That's what happens. They go down real fast, right? When they're in the markdown phase. When they're in the markup phase, guess what? They go up. Remember, the news, the stories out there will support the phases. Okay, so guess what? It's in the markup phase. You're going to get good news to support it in the markup phase. And it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Listen, it can have bad news in the markup phase and bad news and still go up. It can have good news in the markdown phase and still go down. That's not our job to figure out. We just ride it. I mean, what if you guys,
and they beat earnings? Like the earnings was positive. Like they make more money. It's like,
yeah. That's why I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care. I never have. Years ago I did, but not anymore, because it just doesn't matter. Here's the story right here. So if you're trading earnings, right, and the earnings came out, you thought earnings would do well, guess what? You're in a really bad trade. But guess what? If you were just trading the price right here, you would have done really well and not paying attention to any of that research that's out there. All right. I mean, this is an amazing move to the downside, but it's in the markdown phase. All right. It's in the markdown phase. Any other trades? Any other symbols? Any other symbols?
Put in Cisco Systems,
What's the symbol, Kim?
CSCO.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
What were you looking for?
Bought some puts the other day for a quarter. They got out at 75 cents. And I just got back in some more today.
Okay.
So just wanted to see your little the white candle heading down.
All right. You might get, let's see where. You might get some support in this area in here. Now you've got some ways to go. If the market stays bearish like it is, yeah, you should do well. You should do well. And that's tech. So yeah, you should do well in that. Any other stocks?
IWM.
Peter,
You said I was gonna go back to work next day, even if I was wrong. If it goes against me.
Huh.
I said
I-
probability. Who knows? But hopefully I'm right.
You know, I've got to give you credit for this. You know, we talked about this last night, right? About, you know, being disciplined, right? And I don't know if you guys know the story here with Peter. We were talking like last night on, you know, a class trading in the zone. And Peter has been watching this for over a year, right? Over a year. Finally decided to get in yesterday, right? Was it yesterday, Peter?
So
Yesterday you
it was
got
the
it?
official support, 205 and 30 cents. It was the support that was established in January of 2021, beginning of last year.
Yeah, so guys, he's been
Waiting for that break
waiting. And guess what? It's a lovely trade. You know, it's a beautiful trade. Now, yesterday, it you know, wasn't sure, right? Wasn't sure, could have gotten a pullback, but guess what? This candle right here, today's selling is confirmation that he did a damn good trade. That's a pretty good trade here. And boy, you need all the credit. I hope you make so much money. You know, I hope you're able to back up the truck.
30% of my capital. 30% of a capital. I've been waiting set on the side for this trade.
Yeah, amazing.
I'm leveraged off the tilt. I got every IWM bearish. I got the TWM. I get the SRTY. Yeah, I'm ready. I was ready for this with this trade for over a year. Ever since COVID-19, March of 2020, I was watching the stock.
I hope you make a ton of money because boy, you deserve it. You deserve it. I mean, and this is, guys, when you do the type of work that Peter did on this trade right here, that's when you get paid, right? When you take the time, you are patient, you do the work, and then you, not only that, you're brave enough to put real capital, 30% of his capital to work. That's when you get paid. That's when you get paid. You know, I was talking to you know, when we do this one-on-one coaching, I was talking to, let me find my notes here, one of our new traders, and I was talking about, oh yeah, here it is here, my little note. I keep a note. And, you know, we were talking, and she got a real knack for intuition, right? So we kind of uncovered that she's got a real good sense when it comes to intuition. And this is what Peter did here. He uses intuition, guys, right? So yes, he's got all the support and resistance, right? He's got everything lined up, but his intuition, having that intuition is key. You're gonna find that the very, very good traders, right? Kim has it, Ricky has it, you know, Brian is starting to really develop that. You know, Brian gave us some really good tips the other day. Your intuition is where you make money, right? Your intuition is where you make money. Now, you will get that intuition from just experience, right? Years and years of trading experience, you'll get that intuition. But there's another type of intuition that that you just have and you just know, right? So Peter just knew. Now, anything can happen, but he's going with his gut. And sometimes when we trade, especially when we trade big, you've got to feel it in your gut, right? So when you trade big, like he's trading big, 30% of your capital is big. That's huge, right? And he's been waiting for a long time to take this trade, right? But he's going on his gut intuition. Yes, everything else has to line up. But boy, when you take trades like this, there has to be a gut check. There has to be some intuition. But that's when you make a lot of money. You don't get these trades every day. But boy, when they happen, you've got to roll the dice. You can't trade small here. If he's waited all this time for this setup, when he finally got that setup, he's got to go big. He's got to go big. Otherwise, guess what? What would happen? Let me ask you guys this. What would happen here if Peter didn't go big here? If he traded 2% of his account and not 30% of his account, what would happen? What would happen?
Even though he's right, he won't make up for his losses.
Okay. All right.
I would say I wasted all that preparation. I mean,
Or-
I printed out charts. I post things on my refrigerator. I looked at it every week, back of my mind, I put it in my subconsciousness. I would have wasted all that preparation if I went small.
What else? What else? What else? What am I looking for?
Oh, the other thing is too, this is your first sell signal. So this is the optimal time to be putting on this trade short.
Okay. Yeah, all of that is technical though. Someone was going to say something.
I was gonna say, after he put in all that work and then he doesn't go big, he's not gonna want to do it again because he has to
Bingo.
come back and do it again.
Bingo. His confidence would be shot. And I want you guys, to really pay attention to this, because a lot of times we'll trade and we're trading small amount or a particular size, and we're never pulling the trigger, right, to trade big. And so what happens is this, it's like a muscle, right? You're trading. Just think of these support and resistance, kind of like us, right? So if we're never pushing, right, pushing the limit, right? And I'm not saying just randomly doing this. You've got a plan, right? Just like Peter did. But if you never break resistance in your trading, guess what? You're going to stay within right here with your trading. All right. So what Peter did, he just broke his resistance. Well, in this case, his support, right? He just broke through in his trading. Guess what? He went big. He did a ton of work. He will find opportunities like this again. Whether this turned out to be just an amazing trade for him, right? Let's say it comes all the way down here. He makes a boatload of money, right? More than he's ever made before. And this happens. It happens, right? One big trade, one nice trade can change everything, not just financially, but you as a trader, right? So let's say if Peter didn't take this trade here, right? Second guessed himself, right? And it came all the way down. Could you imagine, right? He waited all this time to take this trade and then put on 2%, 3%, let's say 5% of his capital. And it comes all the way down here, right? Boy, compared to really taking the trade, putting some real capital to work, and it gets all the way down here, right? Big difference. But guess what? By doing all of this work, he will find another opportunity like this. Because guess what? He's broken through his support or resistance levels with his own trading, right? And I'm speaking for Peter, but I'm sure Peter agrees, right? Peter, is this your biggest trade?
Yeah, because I did that so much planning. You know, this is planning since March of 2020.
Yeah.
I knew that IWM was trading so far away from, you know, the norm. So I knew that it was going to break down. Basically, Michael Burry was my inspiration. He shorted the housing market. He shorted his bonds, and he went against the whole market. And
Yeah.
so that was basically the formula of this trade, is just waiting and waiting and waiting and pull the trigger. And when I pulled the trigger yesterday, I loaded up more positions. My feelings was very scared. It's like a lot of doubt. But my mind and my knowing tells me you got to pull the trigger. You prepare for all this whole time for it. You know, I know exactly what to do at each step. If it goes against me, what I'm going to do. If it goes my way, I know I'm going to load up more positions. I'm going to commit how much at certain levels. It was like planned out each move. Like, so now I'm scared to do it. I'm still scared because, you know, I can't believe it. It's like today's day, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like you're supposed to be scared, right? If you're not scared, then something is wrong with you. You're not human, right? You know, hearing you go through this is like Ricky, when Ricky, and you guys have heard, you know, you heard Ricky talk, when he talks about his trade where he made 120,000 in one day, right? Ricky was very, very confident. And he was scared, right? He was still scared, and he planned just like you did here, right? He planned for the trade, okay? But guess what? You still will have that stage fright, right? You'll have it. It's not going to go away, all right? But that's when you make, you know, you train, you've been training, and you guys, you know, you new folks, you guys are doing the same thing. You're trading, you're taking small trades, you're taking, you know, you're in this, you're working things out, But guess what? All of that training you're doing is for the big dance, right? All those trades you're taking, all that practice, it's not for nothing. It's for the big dance. And you don't know when your big dance will be. You don't know when it's going to come, but you better be ready, right? You better be ready, because when it comes, if you don't pull that trigger, all right, you're going to regret it. You will regret it, right? And if you don't go big, I'm not saying, you've got to be careful, right? You've got to know what you're doing, right? You can't trade your milk money, right? But boy, to do all the work and then go big, it's a beautiful thing. And yeah, I know Peter is nervous. He's hoping that it works out, but he's good. He's good. He's good. He's done the work. He took the trade, and he took the big trade. And guess what? At some point, if you guys are in this long enough, right? If you guys are in this long enough, your time will come when you have to take the big trade, all right? And those of you who take the big trade, you will get to the next level. You will break your resistance, right? But if you don't take the big trade, right, when it calls, right, guess what? You'll be stuck right in here for many years, right here, right in here. So take a lesson from Peter. He's been working at it, working at it, working. This is not his only trade. This is not his only trade, right? So he's been building his muscle, building his muscle, building his muscle to get to the point where, guys, guess what, guys? He has the confidence to take this big trade. And I hope, Peter, boy, whew, I hope you make a ton of money because you deserve it. Yeah, you deserve it. Let it ride. Let it do its thing. It's in the markdown phase. Just let it do its
And
thing.
I want to say, David, like I want to say coming to this meeting helps reinforce, like my mind knows what to do, but it's my emotion that I need some work on. And coming to this meeting, just to reinforce things like, hey, stick in this trade. If it's on a markdown phase, don't get out. And every day with the other trades, my feelings tell me, get out, get out. Like you're losing your money, you're losing your money. But it's coming to this meeting and to reinforce, like I said to myself, I know I'm a good trader, but I want to be a great trader. So I got to do what I can, come to the meetings, read books, practice, work on my emotions. So like you have to make that determination, like, hey, I'm going to commit to being a great trader. So and it's preparation. It's all preparation. You got to study charts. You got to read books. You got to follow people, the great traders. You got to read their stories. For me, is watching movies. It's like, I got to learn this. For me, is also working shitty jobs. And it's just like,
Yep.
you know, just kind of whatever your motivation is, you got to commit to it. You got to pick one thing and say, hey, I'm going to commit 4 years to this.
Yeah.
It's that commitment and that preparation.
You got to figure it out, you know, and we talk about this, right? Everyone has their own journey and you guys have to go on your own journey. You know, Cam has gone on his journey, you know, he's paid the price, paid his dues. You know, Ricky, we talk about Ricky, Alex, and now Peter, you know, and boy, you know, you guys want to learn from this. These are the lessons, right? When you guys see stuff, you know, trading done like this, you've got to appreciate it. You've got to appreciate the work, right? Even if you don't understand it, everything that went into this, right? You've got to appreciate the work. All right. And the reason you want to appreciate it, because guess what? When you do it, you realize how difficult it is because it's not easy, right? If you guys look here, this is from March of last year. The price never broke support since March of last year. So he waited since March of last year for the price to finally, for the sellers to finally, and he nailed it. I mean, he nailed it. Peter nailed it. He got in right at the break. Most individuals would give up. How many things do we give up on? We give up on our diets and all. How many things did we give up on today? Just today, just this morning, we said we would do this and we didn't, right? This guy stayed with this trade all through here, month after month after month, and nailed the entry. So I hope you guys wish Peter, you know, it doesn't, we don't, you know, we don't pray to the screens because it really, you know, doesn't help. But boy, say a prayer for Peter, because he deserves every dollar he makes here, right? Because this is a lot of work, and he did it. So I'm going to close with this. I'm going to close with this. Learn from these traders. Okay. Respect the work that they do. All right. You guys don't see, especially new traders, you don't see the work that's involved. It's a lot of work. You have to appreciate their work so that you can appreciate your work. Right? When traders make a lot of money, boy, applaud them, cheer for them, because it wasn't easy. Right? And figure out how you can do it yourselves. All right. I love this. I love that Peter did this. All right. I love that Peter stayed with it. I love the fact that Peter traded big. There's no guarantee. Even with no guarantee, he still went big. He still went with his intuition, with his gut. He did all the homework, all the homework. He followed price. So what can I say? I hope he makes $1 million on this trade. Because guess what? Many of us wouldn't do this. Many of us don't have the patience to do this.
I just want to say that thank you for that. I needed so much encouragement because I even tell my family and friends this trade, and they just keeps on doubting me. So you'll have those negative voices around you. So you gotta have friends that, you know, who understand business and gives you encouragement. For me, it's coming to these meetings, just getting encouragement. And for this trade, I didn't just plan just the beginning. It's all the way through to the very end. I know what's my exit price. So from beginning to end, you got to know your exit price. And my exit price is 163. That's the first exit. I mean, I have marked it on my chart where I'm gonna get out first. Where's my second exit? Everything. It's like every product I'm using, I know what's my exit. So I just didn't know how to manage the middle portion, but I knew when I was going to get in, when I was going to get out. So
and
from
look
beginning
at,
to end, you got to know it. When you get into a trade, you got to know what's your exit.
and look at this. What a beautiful setup. 163 is right here. Here is his big support right here. This cluster right here, right? All from here, look at this. From here to all the way down here, there's nothing in his way. There's nothing in his way. Nothing, no support to stop his trade here. So yeah, that's amazing planning. We don't get any cluster like here until we get to 163 right here. That's your support right here. So from here to here, look here, it's all clear for him to get to 163. Perfect planning, perfect trade. And guess what? Once he does this, he can do it over and over and over and over. This is his breakthrough trade. This is Peter's breakthrough trade for doing all of the work. And his payment, yes, he'll make some money here, but his payment is in the knowledge, in the skills that he developed to putting all this together, right? Putting all this together. So good job, Peter. Good job. Good job. Guys, learn from this, right? Every day you go to trade, All right. This is where you want to get to. Right. This is the point where you guys want to get to. All right. So do the work. Do the work. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's hard. We know that. We know it's hard. If it was easy, we wouldn't do it. Right. We know it's hard, but guess what? It's worth it. Hear how Peter talks about this. He's very proud of himself. Right. He's very proud for doing the work. Right. For doing the work. All right. So I'm going to end on this note. All right. I will see you guys on Sunday. All right. On Sunday for currencies and Forex at 5 p.m. But good job, Peter. Guys, thank you, everyone, for coming this evening. And I will see you guys. Have a good weekend. See you guys on Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
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 Thanks, Dan.